And there are a lot of critical GL journals which are not posted by Autopost program, and users raised P1 ticket with us to understand the root cause and as well as providing a solution to them. So in this video, I'll explain you the issue and how did we resolve that issue. This is Arvind Varganti and you are watching Oracle EBS and Fusion Videos channel. Test environment, and in this environment I was able to replicate the issue. So if you look at these two problematic journals, so here pretty straightforward, we can see the error message. The account combination for this particular ledger is not enabled for posting or do not allow posting. So that's the error message which we can see for both of these journals. So pretty straightforward. Once you enable posting for this account code combination, then ideally system should pick up these journals for automatic posting, but which did not happen in our current case. But before we get into that, I'll just explain you what are all the troubleshooting steps which we executed and which anybody should be executing in a real world whenever the users raise an issue saying that their journals are not being posted by Autopost program. In this case, at least we have some error messages. Sometimes the Autopost program might not even pick up the journals without any error messages. So in those cases, it becomes tricky. So I'll first start with what are all those steps which you need to generally execute if there are any issues with the journals and the journals are not being picked up by your Autopost program. So let me show you the steps which you need to execute. The first step would be check if the journal is approved, and of course if the approval is enabled for the journal source, then only the journal would be eligible for an approval. If the journal is eligible for an approval, the journal should have been approved, and only after the journal is approved the journal can be posted. So at least in my current case, this is my source, autocopy is the source, and for this you can see approved status is not required. If in general, if the approval is enabled for the journal source, then here I should be able to see the approved status as approved. And if the approved status is in process, so that means the journal was submitted for approval but not yet approved by the concerned persons. And obviously if the journal is not approved by the concerned person, the journal cannot be posted. So first thing, you need to ensure that on the journal the approved status should be either not required or approved. That's the first step. And second thing is, as we are saying that this particular journal is not picked up by Autopost program, so Autopost program also uses something called Autopost criteria set as a parameter. So first find out what is the Autopost criteria set and check if the journal sources, whatever we are talking about, is included in the Autopost criteria set. If the journal source if this journal source is not included in your Autopost criteria set, then obviously Autopost program will not pick up this particular journal for posting. So let me go to the Autopost criteria set. Let me duplicate this and open. I cannot duplicate this. So yeah, I have another session open here. So here I can go to the Autopost criteria set. So in order to go for Autopost criteria set, go for global search, manage Autopost criteria set. So that's the name of the task. And in my case, the name of the Autopost criteria set is Reliance Autopost. So open this Reliance Autopost and check the journal sources, journal category and accounting period which is mentioned in this particular Autopost criteria set. So here you can see in this Autopost criteria set, the ledger is Reliance US. So that's my ledger. In this case, my ledger is Reliance US. So that means yes, my ledger is included. And source, it says all sources. So that means all the journal sources are included. Obviously that includes autocopy journal source as well. And categories, all journal categories. So my category in this journal is adjustment, and as we have specified in the Autopost criteria set as also, all the journal categories should be considered. Accounting period, I am not specifying any accounting period, I am specifying accounting period as all. So that means all the journals, irrespective of the accounting period, should be picked up by Autopost program. And balance type, whether it's an actual journal or an encumbrance journal. So in my case, it's my actual journal, and as we have specified, all systems should consider this particular journal. And the Autopost criteria set should be in enabled status. Of course, it's an enabled state. So that means all the criteria which is mentioned in this Autopost criteria set confirms that my journal meets the criteria mentioned in the Autopost criteria set. So my second point is also taken care, and ensure that the journal is in completed status. So when I go back to this particular journal, you can see completion status. So sometimes you create a journal, save it, and if you just click on if you do not click on complete button, the status would be incomplete. In order for the journal to be picked up by Autopost criteria set, the journal should be in completed status. In my case, the journal is in completed status. So that's my third point. Ensure that the corresponding GL period is in open status and not in any other status like future enterable period or closed period. Your GL period should be in open status. In my current example, my accounting period is October. So you need to check if this October period is not in future enterable status. So generally, if the journal is in future enterable status, you can still create the journal, but you cannot post that particular journal. So that's the reason why we need to check in this case if my my accounting period is in open status, or it should be either in open or future enterable. So let me go to period close. Reliance uses my ledger, and October 2025. October 2025, that's in open status. Yeah, you can see this is in open status. So my period is also in open. So either the period should be in, definitely the period should be in open. It should not be in future enterable status. Check if there are any security rules which are prohibiting the GL posting. So probably what you can do in those cases, maybe try to create a journal entry, simple journal entry. Do not kind of save the journal entry, but come back to this particular screen and then enter this account code combination for which for whatever the account code combination which is used in that particular journal. Try to create another journal, maybe in the test environment. See if you are able to enter the journal, a journal using that particular account code combination. And if you are able to enter the new journal using the account code combination, probably there should not be any issues with the security rules of that particular role through which you are running the Autopost program. And the last one is try to manually post one such problematic journal to check if you can see any error in log or output file. So in my current case, for some reason, the Autopost criteria, the Autopost program was erroring out. So what we did is we got into this particular error, enabled the code combination, and after that we again ran the Autopost program, but Autopost program did not pick up this particular journal entry. We manually tried to post the journal entry, the posting was successful. And as a workaround, we can post this journal manually, but the problem in our current case is there were hundreds of such journals, so it's practically not possible for me to manually pick up each and every journal entry to post. So just on a test basis, we just picked up one or two journal entries, manually posted, and posting was successful. So then that was kind of a mystery as to why, after correcting up that particular error, for all the journals we have exactly the same error, and after correcting up the error, ideally the Autopost program, which is scheduled after every couple of hours, should pick up that particular journal entry, but the Autopost program is not picking up this particular journal. It is in fact picking up all other eligible journals and it's posting. So there is no problem with the Autopost program as such or the schedule, but for some reason all these problematic journals are not being by Autopost program. But when I try to manually post, system is allowing me post that particular journal. So that means something is going wrong, because of this Autopost program is not able to pick up my journal. So let me, in this case, I have two problematic journals, and for out of those two problematic journals, what I'll do is first I'll correct the error. That is, I'll enable posting, allow posting flag for that particular code combination, and then try to manually post one such journal wherein system will allow me to post the journal, and I'll leave the other journal as is and again I'll run the Autopost program to show you that the Autopost program will still not be able to pick up my other second problematic journal. So let me go to the manage account combinations and enable the allow posting flag for the problematic account combination. So in order to do that, search for the task manage account combinations, and the name of my chart of accounts is Reliance. Let me search. Go to advanced search. So there are hundreds of combinations here. Probably let me add account and 04 and account is 11010. So yeah, this is the account combination 004 11010 and intercompany but the last segment is 0000. So first let me search with this. So there are three combinations, and here you can see this is the combination where you can see allow posting is unchecked. So let me click on this and then click on allow posting and then save this. So now ideally, as I have enabled allow posting, ideally after this, if I run my Autopost program should successfully post both the journals. But now in this case, let me, before I manually post this particular journal entry, so let me cancel this. Let me run the Autopost program and then show you that the Autopost program will still not be able to post these journal entries. So they are in unposted, and you can see as they are in unposted, you can see they are falling under requiring attention status, and I have corrected the error. Now let me run the Autopost program. So run Autopost, and I am under Reliance US Ledger. So select my Autopost criteria set. This is my Autopost criteria set, Reliance Autopost. Submit, and the process ID ending with 960 got triggered. And maybe let me go to, I'm in the other session, so let me go to tools, schedule process. Autopost program completed successfully, but if you go to the output file, you can see it did not pick up our journal. No batches were selected for this priority. And if I check in the log file also doesn't show any error message in this case. It's strange that log file does not show any error message, and pretty much error in trying to read max page length. That's fine. So log file doesn't show any error message, and at the same time the journal is not picked up by Autopost program. Now let me just pick up one such journal. Maybe I'll just pick up test one journal and let me try to post it manually. Okay, process ending with 964 has been submitted. You can see batch status is selected for posting. So let me refresh this. Okay, now you can see the batch status is posted. So if you go back here, refresh this page, the general accounting screen, general accounting journals. See, now you can see only one problematic journal appears because the other one I am able to manually post that. But now strange part is we are not able to find out as to why still system is, or your Autopost program is not able to pick up this particular journal. So we did a lot of research on this, and at last we found the root cause as to why system is not able to pick up this particular journal entry. So the root cause was Autopost program first, whenever it picks up the journal entries, it picks up all the journal entries wherein in GLJE batches table, status underscore verified column, that's one of the column in the particular table, should have a value of no. For all the journals which has a value of no, it's going to pick up that particular journal. So in my first case, when the journals were submitted or when the journals are picked up by Autopost program, the status of this particular status underscore verified column in GLJE batches was no. Autopost program picked up that particular journal entry and put that error in the error status. So wherein saying that one of the account code combination was not enabled for posting. And after that, Autopost program will update the status of that particular flag from N to Y whenever there is an error. And after that, once you correct the error, the next time when you run your Autopost program, the status of that particular column is still Y. So that's the reason why the next run of Autopost program will never pick up this particular journal entries. So because the criteria for the Autopost program is pick up only those journals where the status underscore verified flag is no. In my example, the status underscore verified flag is now sitting at a status of Y, which was updated by Autopost program when it has actually picked up those journals and put that journals in the error status. So now Autopost program can never pick up those journals as long as the status underscore verify column shows as Y. Now there are two options. Option one is to directly, without making any changes, as the status underscore verified column is showing Y, Autopost program will not be able to pick up those journals. So the workaround would be to manually pick up all those problematic journals. After correcting the error, manually post those particular journals. So when you are manually posting the journals, system will not get into the details of the status underscore verified flag. But that might not be practically possible to manually post hundreds of journals if there are hundreds of journals which are stuck in that error status. So the next solution would be make a slight change in GL journal batch name. Of course, if there are hundreds of journal batches, then obviously you need to make that slight change in the GL batch name or maybe batch description. It could be removing one character, saving it, and then reverting back, or maybe adding an additional maybe character of a comma or a period which is dot. So make a slight change and save. Whenever you make a slight change and save, then behind the scenes an update is triggered on that particular journal batch, and whenever the update is triggered on the journal batch, the status underscore verified column will revert it back to N. And as long as the status underscore verified column revert back to N, the next run of your Autopost program should be able to pick up that particular journal for posting. Okay. Now let me show you in the current case. Now let me go to the database and search for this particular journal, and I should be able to show that status underscore verified column is Y for this particular journal, and because of which your Autopost program is not able to pick up this particular journal. So again, let me go to my database. So in order to do that, navigate to, it should be under, yeah, navigate to tools, reporting and analytics. Click on this plus under the data set plus SQL query. So this is where you can run the SQL queries to connect to the backend table. So just give some name. So test1, and data source is, you need to select this application DB database underscore FSM. FSM stands for financials and supply chain. This is for HCM, this is for CRM, and GL module is part of your FSCM. So select this and then run a simple query. Select star from GL underscore JE underscore batches, where name is equal to, what is the name of our general batch? Name is test2, and execute this. And then go to data, view, table view. Okay, so there are two such journals. So this is the old one. I think this is the latest one, FAS 27.student, and here you can see status underscore verified shows flag as Y, which is what I was explaining. So as the status is Y, system will not pick up this particular journal. So now in order to change the status from Y to N, as a workaround, what I can do is I can go back to this particular journal batch and maybe add an additional dot somewhere in the batch or description and then save this. So as soon as I make this particular change, an update is triggered in the backend table. Now let me requery this particular table. Now let me go back to this requery data and then view, table view. Okay, so now why am I not able to see that particular record? It is only showing the other record. Let me again just go back here. Select start GL JE batches where name is equal to, oh, okay. Now the name is test2 dot, I think this is the updated general batch name. Go to data, view, table view. Here you can see now status underscore verified is N, as now the status underscore verified column is updated back from Y to N. Now the Autopost program should be able to pick up this particular journal entry. So let me cancel this. Now let me go to run Autopost, pick up my Autopost criteria set, submit. Process ID ending with 986 got triggered. So let me go to the other tab. Maybe here, let me go to my scheduled process. 986. So this is the one which got triggered, 986. This has internally triggered this program. Is completed. You should be able to see in the log file or output file that this particular journal is posted successfully, or I can very well come back here and search for my journal batch name starts with test2 dot and it is in October 2025. You can see the journal is in posted status. Okay, so this is the kind of a workaround, or you can call it as a solution. Whenever there are any errors which you correct, after correcting of the error, unless and until you make some changes on the journal, system will not pick up those journals for the Autopost program. So in order for the journals to be picked up by Autopost program, you need to manually make a slight changes on the GL journal batch. Thank you for watching my video. For interesting videos on Oracle EPS and Fusion Financials, please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.